All right, you sick fucks. Want to dive into some seriously fucked up shit.
Hit me.
It's the FBI's most wanted list, man. You know, that catalog of absolute degenerates, the ones who pissed off the feds so badly they've got a price on their heads.
Right, right.
I mean, we all secretly love a good bad guy story, don't we?
Oh, absolutely.
But what the hell actually lands someone on this list? What makes these assholes most wanted material?
Well, it's not exactly like winning a goddamn Grammy.
No.
There's a whole system, believe it or not, for deciding who gets the honor of being hunted by the G-men.
So lay it on me. How does some scumbag actually end UP on this list?
Well, it all started back in 1949.
Oh, wow. Way back.
With good old J. Edgar Hoover, you know? The FBI's top dog.
Oh, yeah. The guy with a certain fondness for...
Let's just say questionable fashion choices.
Exactly, exactly.
Anyway, Hoover, he wanted to find a way to nab the biggest and baddest criminals of the day. You know, the toughest guys, as they call them.
So this whole most wanted thing was Hoover's idea. Just his way of showing off who he could catch.
Well, he was a bit of a showman, that's for sure. He got together with this journalist, they cooked up this idea for a list, and the media just ate it up, and bam. The FBI's most wanted list was born in 1950.
1950, damn. So who was the first unlucky bastard to make the cut? Who was the OG most wanted?
That would be Thomas J. Holden, a robber from the Holden Keating gang.
Holden Keating gang. Sounds more like some Wall Street firm.
Nah, these guys were the real deal. Robbing banks and trains, classic Wild West shit.
Damn, old school. All right, so how does some lowlife actually get on this shit list? Is it random? Like, do they draw names out of a hat?
No, it's not random at all. 56 field offices across the country, they suggest names. And then the Criminal Investigative Division, they vet them, you know, like a goddamn fraternity, making sure they're worthy of that most wanted title.
Right.
And finally, the FBI director, they give the final, fuck yeah, it's like a stamp of approval for, well, you know, a lifetime of being hunted.
Sounds like a shitty retirement plan.
Not exactly a cruise in the Bahamas, no.
So how do you get OF this list once you're on it?
Well, you've got three options. You either get caught, you die, or you somehow convince the feds that you're not a dangerous menace anymore.
Which, let's be real, is about as likely as finding a unicorn.
Pretty much. And the worst part, the FBI, they plaster this list everywhere. Post offices, websites, you name it. That publicity is key to catching these guys. You know, back in '96, they caught this dude named Leslie Isbin Raj thanks to their website. It was like the OG internet justice.
Wow. They've been using the internet to snitch on people for that long. Damn, talk about Big Brother. But hey, I guess it works. Okay, hit me with some stats. How many of these scumbags have they actually rounded up?
Okay, hold on to your hats. Here comes some holy shit facts. Since 1950, over 532 fugitives have graced this list. And get this, 93% of them were eventually caught or located.
93%? Damn.
Yeah.
Turns out crime doesn't pay, huh? Nope. Not usually, although there was this guy, Billy Austin Bryant, back in '69. This dude spent a glorious 2 hours on the list. Shortest time ever.
2 hours? That's barely enough time to grab a burger and a beer. What at the other end? Anyone dedicated their lives to pissing off the FBI?
Oh, yeah. Victor Manuel Jarina spent a record-breaking 32 years on the run. And then there's Eugene Palmer, added to the list at the ripe old age of 80. Guess you're never too old to be a badass.
Jesus, that's hardcore. Okay, let's talk about the current most wanted assholes. Who are we hunting these days?
We've got some real gems on the list right now.
Here.
Alexis Flores, for example, is wanted for the kidnapping, rape, and murder of a 5-year-old girl. He was deported back to Honduras in 2005, served time for forgery, and then decided, hey, why not add some more charges to the list?
Jesus, what a piece of shit.
Then you've got Padresh Kumar Chetanbhai Patel. This guy allegedly stabbed and killed his wife in a donut shop.
A donut shop? What the hell? Yeah, not exactly a sweet ending. He's been hopping around Canada, Georgia, Illinois, even India. Someone needs to tell him hiding out in a donut shop isn't exactly the best strategy.
Okay, what else?
We've got Alejandro Castillo, wanted for the murder of his ex-girlfriend. Then there's Arnoldo Jimenez, who decided stabbing his wife to death hours after their wedding was a good idea. Talk about a honeymoon from hell.
Jesus Christ, this is getting dark, even for me. Who else is on this delightful roster?
Well, there's Yulan Adone Archagakarias, big shot in the MS-13 gang, offering a cool $5 million for this guy.
$5 million, damn.
Then there's Ruta Ignatova, the queen bee of this massive fraud scheme called OneCoin. She pulled a Houdini back in 2017 and just vanished. Rumor has it she's hiding out in Bulgaria or Germany.
All right, anyone else I should be looking out for?
Omar Alexander Cardenas, wanted for murder outside a barber shop in L.A.
Sounds like he didn't get the memo about barbers being the keepers of secrets.
More like keepers of loose hairs and gossip, right? Next up is Wilver Villegas Palomino, a member of the National Liberation Army, or ELN. Charges ranging from narco-terrorism to international cocaine distribution.
Cocaine. Terrorists. International intrigue. This is like a bad action movie waiting to happen.
We've got Donald Eugene Fields II, wanted for sex trafficking of at least one child.
Okay, that's it. I need a drink and a shower, maybe therapy.
Just one more, I promise. Vitel Home Innocent, the leader of the crazed Bari gang in Haiti, wanted for kidnapping U.S. missionaries and murder.
Innocent? Yeah, right. That name is as believable as a politician's promise.
Right. So that's our current lineup of Most Wanted.
Wait, hold on. You've been rattling off all these names, but you haven't said who's number one, who's the baddest of the bad, the cream of the criminal crop,
Yeah.
the ultimate prize.
See, that's the catch. The FBI doesn't actually rank their top 10, so technically there's no Most Wanted in the literal sense. It's all just a big, messy game of fugitive roulette.
So you're saying this whole Most Wanted thing is bullshit, just a publicity stunt.
It's definitely a way to keep the public engaged, maybe even a little paranoid. But hey, it does bring some of these scumbags to justice, so there's that.
Fair enough. Well, this has been Educational.
To say the least.
You listening out there. Do yourself a favor and check out the FBI's website. See if you recognize any of these lovely faces. You could be $250,000 richer and a goddamn hero. Plus, let's be honest, it's entertaining as hell.
So we've talked about how this whole Most Wanted thing got started and who's on the list now.
Right.
But let's talk about why we even give a shit.
Exactly. Besides the whole, morbid fascination with true crime and all that,
Yeah?
does this list actually do anything?
Well,
Or is it just a way for the FBI to justify their budget and look busy?
it's definitely a PR move, let's be real. But it does work. Remember, over 90% of the people who've been on the list,
Yeah.
they've been caught. Or located, at least.
Yeah, but is that because of the list itself? Or is it just because, the FBI is throwing a shit ton of resources at these cases anyway?
It's a bit of both, honestly. The list generates publicity, which leads to tips, which helps the FBI focus their efforts,
So it's like crowdsourcing crime fighting.
Exactly, yeah.
With, way higher stakes.
Absolutely.
So basically, we're all armchair detectives helping the FBI do their job.
Pretty much.
Kind of fun, actually.
There's definitely an element of gamification to it, right?
Yeah, totally.
We all want to be the one to spot the fugitive at the grocery store or the gas station.
Right.
And that $250,000 reward, that doesn't hurt either.
Speaking of cash, let's talk about that.
Oh, the reward
The
system.
reward system, yeah.
Yeah.
How does that whole thing work? Do you get the money even if the guy's dead?
Oh, okay. So the reward is for information,
Uh-huh.
leading to the capture of the fugitive.
Right.
Dead or alive, you still get the money.
Gotcha, okay.
Right.
What if you only have, a hunch?
Well, it has to be credible information that actually helps the FBI, A hunch won't cut it.
Damn. So, no reward for my dreams about that dude from the donut shop.
Dreams are admissible evidence in the court of public opinion,
Right.
but not so much in the actual legal system.
Okay, fair enough. But let's be real. Not all these most wanted cases are created equal.
Oh, of course not, no.
Some are higher profile. Some are just weird.
Right.
What's the craziest case you've seen on this list?
Oh, man, where do I even begin?
Yeah.
There was this guy, James Whitey Bulger,
Oh, yeah?
notorious mob boss.
Right.
He was on the run for 16 years,
Jeez.
living a quiet life in Santa Monica with his girlfriend.
What?
They even had pet bunnies.
Wait, a mob boss with bunnies? That's adorable and terrifying.
Right. Talk about contradictions. They finally nabbed him in 2011, thanks to a tip from, wait for it,
This is good.
a former Icelandic beauty queen.
A beauty queen. Seriously. This shit writes itself.
I know. It's like something out of a Tarantino movie.
Speaking of movies, didn't they make a movie about Whitey Bulger?
They did.
With Johnny Depp.
Yep. Black Mass. Depp was actually pretty damn good in it.
See? This is why I love this topic. It's got everything. Crime, drama, bunnies, beauty queens, Hollywood. It's like a one-stop shop for entertainment.
It's definitely more engaging than reading a textbook.
Totally.
But there's a serious side to it too, obviously.
Right.
These are real people, real victims.
Of course.
Real families impacted by these crimes.
But let's be honest. Most of us are here for the thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
The mystery, the, what the fuck moments.
Yeah, true. And let's not forget the morbid curiosity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You're all drawn to the darker side of human nature, even if we don't want to admit it.
Exactly. It's like a car crash. You know you shouldn't look, but you just can't help yourself.
That's a pretty accurate analogy, actually.
Yeah.
But look, this whole fascination with the most wanted list, it tells us something about ourselves, you know? We're obsessed with justice, with good versus evil, with this idea that even the worst criminals can be brought down.
Deep, man. I'm getting chills over here.
Right. It's also a way to feel like we have some control.
Yeah, maybe.
In a world that often feels so chaotic and unpredictable, you know?
Yeah.
By following these cases, by learning about the crimes, by maybe even helping to catch a fugitive,
Yeah.
we feel like we're doing our part
Right
to
on.
make the world a safer place.
So you're saying this whole most wanted thing is actually good for us,
Maybe.
psychologically healthy.
In a twisted way, yeah. It gives us a sense of purpose, a shared experience, something to talk about at the water cooler besides the weather, you know? The weird form of community building, I guess.
Oh, shit. Never thought I'd be having an existential crisis about the FBI's most wanted list.
It's a deep dive, man.
Yeah.
That's what we do here.
All right, so we've talked about the history, the current lineup, the psychology behind it all. What else is there to unpack?
Well, let's talk about the future
Ooh, good question.
of the most wanted list. How is it evolving? What challenges is it facing?
Yeah. Is the list even relevant anymore in the age of social media and 247 news cycles?
Yeah.
Like, can these guys even hide anymore?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
It's definitely harder to disappear in today's hyper-connected world. Everyone's got a camera phone, everyone's leaving a digital trail everywhere they go.
Yeah, good luck trying to lay low when your face is plastered all over TikTok and Instagram.
Exactly. So the FBI has to adapt, right? They're using facial recognition technology, social media monitoring,
Really?
all kinds of high-tech tools to track these guys down.
So it's like a digital game of cat and mouse.
Yeah.
Sounds badass,
Yeah.
but also kind of scary, you know? Big Brother and all that.
There's definitely a fine line between security and privacy.
Right.
But hey, if it helps catch these scumbags, I'm all for it.
So what about the list itself? Is it going to change?
Yeah.
Will we see like a most wanted TikTokers list
Oh, maybe.
or a most wanted crypto scammers list?
The list has to evolve to reflect the changing nature of crime, that's for sure. We're seeing more cybercrime, more international organized crime, more white-collar crime.
Damn, white-collar crime. Sounds boring.
Oh, come on.
Give me good old-fashioned bank robbery any day.
Hey, don't underestimate the damage these white-collar criminals can do.
Yeah.
We're talking billions of dollars, ruined lives, global financial meltdowns. It's serious shit.
Okay, point taken. So what's your prediction? What's the future of the most wanted list?
It's gonna get more global, more tech-savvy, more focused on the crimes that are really impacting the world, you know?
Right.
We might even see specialized lists, like you said, for cyber criminals, terrorists, financial fraudsters.
So basically the game is changing.
Yeah.
But the stakes are higher than ever.
Exactly. And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe one of our listeners out there will be the one to catch the next most wanted fugitive. You could be famous, rich, and a hero all at the same time.
Talk about a resume builder.
Right.
All right, I'm officially hooked. Where can people go to learn more about this whole most wanted thing?
The FBI's website's a good place to start.
FBI website, all right.
They've got the whole list, photos, details about the crimes, the reward information, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
Plus, it's updated regularly, so
Yeah.
you can stay on top of the latest developments.
Cool. I got to go check it out right after this.
Yeah.
And maybe buy a lottery ticket, just in case I bump into one of these fugitives at the 7-Eleven.
Hey, you never know.
Right.
It could happen.
All right, folks, we've gone deep. We've gotten dark. We've even had a few laughs along the way. But it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the FBI's most wanted list. So we spent like a shit ton of time talking about these most wanted assholes.
Yeah.
But does this list even actually work? Is it just like a big publicity stunt for the FBI, or does it actually help catch these bastards?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's definitely a PR move. There's no doubt about that. But it's hard to argue with the results, you know?
Yeah.
Over 90% of the people who've been on this list, they've been caught or located.
Yeah, but is that because of the list itself? Or is it just because the FBI throws so many resources at these cases no matter what.
It's a combination of things, really. The
Okay.
list generates publicity, right?
Yeah.
Publicity leads to tips from the public. Tips from the public help the FBI focus their efforts, prioritize resources.
Feels like a weird, twisted game of where's Waldo?
Exactly.
But with real-life consequences.
Exactly.
So we're basically all playing armchair detective,
Mhm.
helping the feds do their job.
In a way, yeah, I guess you could say that. And let's not forget about the reward money.
Right.
That's a pretty damn good incentive to keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of incentives, what about the
Well-
fugitives themselves?
Mm.
Do they ever try to, negotiate their way off the list?
Uh-huh.
Or just, surrender and get it over with?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It happens.
No.
Some fugitives realize the heat is just too much. They're tired of running. They want to cut a deal, maybe try to reduce their sentence. Others maintain their innocence,
Mm-hmm.
They're fighting extradition, hiring high-priced lawyers to try and clear their names.
That's like a high-stakes poker game.
Total.
You're either all in or you fold.
Exactly. And the stakes are incredibly high, right?
Yeah.
Freedom, reputation, even life or death.
Damn. That's heavy. So what about the future of the most wanted list? Is it even still relevant? In the age of social media and 24/7 news,
It's a good question.
can these guys even hide anymore?
It's definitely harder to disappear in today's world, that's for sure.
Right.
Everyone's got a camera phone, right? Everyone's leaving a digital trail everywhere they go, so the FBI has to adapt. They're using facial recognition technology, social media monitoring, all sorts of high-tech tools.
So it's like a digital game of cat and mouse.
Exactly.
But what about the list itself? Is it going to change? Will we see a most wanted TikTokers list or most wanted crypto scammers list?
Well, the list has to adapt, right?
Yeah.
It has to reflect the changing nature of crime. We're seeing more cybercrime, more international organized crime, more white-collar crime.
Damn, white-collar crime. Sounds boring.
Mhm.
Give me a good old-fashioned bank robbery any day.
Hey, don't underestimate the damage those white-collar criminals can do. We're talking billions of dollars, ruined lives, global financial meltdowns.
Okay, point taken. So the most wanted list is here to stay.
I think so, yeah.
But it's going to get a high-tech makeover.
Absolutely. And who knows, maybe one of our listeners out there will be the one to catch the next most wanted fugitive.
Talk about a resume builder. Well, folks, that's our deep dive into the FBI's most wanted list. We learned about the history, the current lineup, the future, the psychology behind it all. We saw how it's evolved over time and how it's adapting to, all the challenges of the digital age. Most importantly, I think we've all been reminded that the world is a pretty crazy, fucked up place. But there are people out there, fighting the good fight, keeping us safe. So stay informed, stay vigilant, and maybe, just maybe, check under your bed before you go to sleep tonight. You never know who might be lurking in the shadows. Peace out.